Hey guys, Kimmie here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the attic. I know it has been a minute. I think the last time I filmed, I did tell you that I had some illness in my family and that I'd probably be back in like 2 weeks when things went back to normal. I think that was over a month ago. I know that was over a month ago. And what I have learned since then is that sometimes things don't go back to normal and you have a new normal that you have to get used to. And I know that's where I am right now. So usually when I do, like today, I'm just going to do like a quick get ready with me and talk to you guys about what's been going on. I was originally planning on making this a full face of Juvia's Place because of the new foundation that I'm trying. Well, it's not new. It's the Radiance Natural Radiance foundation, and I got this when it first came out, and I was gonna do a foundations in the attic, and then I don't know what the hell happened, but it never happened. And then I decided I was gonna go get those blushes and highlighters, those new ones, and then I would just do a full face of Juvia's Place. But then I decided against it. I'll tell you why in the video, but I just knew they weren't gonna work for me. That's the bottom line. So I decided just kind of do a mishmash. So some of this stuff is first impressions and some of this stuff isn't, and I wanted to catch you up. And like I said, I usually do like a quick intro, like something light or a joke or something, but because of the heaviness of today's video, I decided instead just to tell you kind of what I'm going to be talking about in case any of you have like triggers or you don't, it's not something that you would want to discuss. I'm just going to be talking about where I've been, and I haven't been anywhere good. Not on vacation, not having fun, not in a new relationship or anything like that. That's taken my time. My father is still sick. I'm still in the hospital, and my mom is also had an operation, and if you saw the thumbnail, you know that Chloe passed away. So everything's been happening at once, and I just have not had any time to film on YouTube. But it's not something that I want to give up either. So I thought I would just like do this video and kind of catch you guys up and give you a little bit of what's gonna be happening in the future. And yeah, that's it. So like I said, some of you may not want to hear about those topics, may not just be for you right now, and for some of you it may help you. So that's why I say we talk about everything in the attic. So let's go ahead, guys. Let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm actually going to start with the palette. This is the Summer Vibes palette by Give Me Glow. This is the one we are going to use. This palette is fairly new to my collection, but it's not a new palette. It's so pretty. I am that type of person. I will pull out the Summer Vibes palette because it's basically summer. I think it's going to be summer. When I'm filming this, I think it's going to be summer next week. So, sorry, I'm trying to avoid the glare. So, I am someone who will pull out the Summer Vibes palette simply because it's summer, but I absolutely love the color story. I love the Give Me Glow formula, by the way. Everything I use, as far as I know, I'm throwing in as far as I know, because since I've dove into the cruelty-free world, I have learned, sorry, looking at Maggie, I have learned that it can change day to day, but as far as I know, everything that I am using is cruelty-free. So yeah, I love the Give Me Glow eyeshadow formula. I think it is so beautiful. It's just so like buttery soft. If you prefer a formula on the drier side, you may not like this, but I absolutely love the formula. I love this color story. Like I said, this is not a new palette, but it's newer to my collection. But I'm doing something really simple. I am just going to do a neutral look. But what I really, really love are the shimmers. They are just gorgeous. They have such a beautiful shimmer formula. To me, they have a beautiful matte formula too. You wouldn't know it's summer by looking at me, but I have done nothing fun this summer, nor do I have any future plans of doing anything fun. Even going to the beach is probably not in the cards, at least for a long time. So let's just go ahead and do some makeup. So like I said, I'm going to start here. I'm just looking for a brush. We'll go ahead and use this one. This is a Blend Buddy brush. And I think I'm going to start with Peach Snow Cone. I'm just going to do like neutral. Probably Peach Snow Cone Skinny Dip. And maybe some Coconut Slushy. That sounds good. Like I said, I'm not going to do anything too much. But I mean, there's some gorgeous colors. Like Brazilian Bikini. Look at that. It's beautiful. This yellow one, Mango Margarita. This yellow one over here, Sunny. It's just, this palette is so, so pretty. So pretty. I am thinking of picking up that Yucca palette from Natasha Denona. And you see how pigmented they are? They're just so pretty. Usually the reason I avoid Natasha Denona, if you watch my channel, you know, is because I almost always have an allergic reaction to her palettes. I guess there's a lot of iron oxides in there. But it does definitely have me thinking about it. So yeah, like I said, my dad has been in the hospital for over a month now. He's actually not in the hospital. That's wrong. He's in rehab. He's in rehab currently for his spine. So what happened was he had to have a very, very invasive spinal surgery because his cancer has spread to the bone. It spread to the bone years ago. But the problem was that now the tumors were kind of causing the spinal cord to fracture in certain places. It is as bad as it sounds, very, very painful, and he had to have a very invasive surgery to kind of stop that from happening and stable the spine. But he basically had to learn to walk again, and he's not a young man, and it's been very, very, very difficult. I'll tell you, it has been so much harder than I thought it was. The surgery went really well, and after the surgery was over, I was kind of like, oh, that's great. You know, that was the hardest part. But actually, I feel like the hard part is like now. Like, the recovery. The recovery has been so much more than we thought it was going to be. And he's still in rehab. He's doing better. But not, you know, I had no idea. I had no idea, and it definitely wasn't explained to us. Now, on the flip side, there really was no alternative. It wasn't an elective surgery. So we're just, you know, I think by the end of July, he should be more on the road to recovery. But yeah, it's been really, really difficult. My mother also had a surgery at the same time, almost another unavoidable surgery. So as you can imagine, it's been really hard. It's just me and my sister. And my hat's off. I'm telling you, the caretakers out there, and I don't mean the caretakers, of course, the professional caretakers, but the caretakers when you're taking care of someone in your family. I have to say, I never realized how intense and how difficult it was. So my hats go off to you. Seriously, like, it's hard. It's very hard. And the physical of it, the physical part of it, the emotional part of it, it's just, it takes a toll on your whole life. And yeah, it hasn't been easy. Has not been easy. But yeah, so my dad is still in rehab, and like I said, I expect he'll be there till at least the end of July. And that will put him in the hospital over 2 months. Definitely not easy for a man who I think maybe before this was in the hospital one night. Yeah, because even though he's had cancer a long time, he hasn't spent that much time in the hospital. So it's been absolutely really, really hard for him. But yeah, he's strong and he's hanging in there. And it is what it is. Like I said, there's nothing really more else to say except for it was definitely more difficult. Like I said, when I sat here the last time I filmed, I was like, oh, 2 weeks, whatever, you know, everything will be back to normal. Not the case. Not the case. So now I'm adjusting to my new normal, which, you know, hasn't been easy. But okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do foundation now. Okay, so we're gonna be using the I Am Magic Radiance Foundation by Juvia's Place. This is a mixed bag of reviews, to say the least. The reviews are very, very, very much in the middle. I'm looking at Ulta's website. It's supposed to be an easy glide foundation for flawless, radiant, and luminous complexion. Water resistant formula will naturally minimize imperfections, smooth, protect, and hydrate the skin with lasting results. Maggie May, no. Eating paper towels. Anyway, yeah, the reviews are very, very, very mixed. Never had a foundation like this smear or transfer. I don't know. We'll see. I have very, very dry skin, so I don't know how this is gonna go. Usually anything that's like, it says Radiance or whatever, I do pretty good with. If it's like a luminous dewy finish, usually the matte foundations look absolutely terrible on me. This retails for $23, and I am in the shade, what am I in? 710. Maricao. I will say this. I think Juvia's place has gone up in price. It used to be one of the, I mean, I guess it still is one of the cheaper brands on the market, but I feel like at one time it was significantly cheaper than it is right now. I'm going to try my new XOXO Flawless Foundation brush, but normally I do end up using a sponge with foundation, so I'll try it with the sponge. I will try it with the brush, and I don't have any primer on. I did just do my morning skincare, and I used I moisturized with Glow Recipe Plump Hyaluronic Cream, which I absolutely love. I had gotten the sample size, but I'm sorry, Meg's playing with my shirt. I had gotten the sample size. I think I am going to get the full size. I absolutely love it. I pretty much love everything Glow Recipe. It does have a pump. Okay, this looks like it might be a little bit light. Maybe not. I'm so pale right now. Okay, there's definitely a fragrance. It's not bad. It's not like a bad fragrance, but I actually kind of like it. It smells a little bit like cucumber melon. But if you're not into fragrances, this definitely has one. Alright, so we'll see. So like I said, we'll try with a brush, and then we'll try with the sponge. So, yeah. Oh my god. It looks like paint. What the hell is going on? Did I put like too much of it? Okay, that was not planned. That was absolutely not planned. Let me push it in with a sponge. It definitely does not go on well with a brush. We'll push it in with a sponge and we'll see. And I'm definitely gonna need some serious bronzer. But okay, so in the middle of all this, with my dad and my mom, Chloe, for those of you that watch my channel, you know that Chloe was a dog that my sister found. She was a rescue hospice dog, and I fostered her in March of 2022, and then my sister adopted her shortly after. So because Chloe was when we got her, she was considered a hospice dog, and really for no reason except that she was an older girl. So bull mastiffs live on average 8 years. She was already 10. She turned 11 in last August. If you watch my channel, you know that we had a little party for her. And then she would have been 12 this August, which is very old for a bull mastiff. And that was the whole reason they said she was a hospice dog. It wasn't, she had like some incontinence and she had arthritis, but nothing crazy. But because of her age, she was considered a hospice dog. This foundation isn't bad, but I can't even take it seriously because it actually is making me look paler than I am. But I don't think it's a bad foundation. For me, anyway. Okay, so there's not a lot. Here's the thing with this foundation. I can give you a quick sum up. Alright, it definitely was not hard to blend out. It has very, very, very light coverage. Very light coverage. But I think it is a Easy Glide foundation for flawless, radiant, and luminous complexion. Both lightweight and long wear. It did go on quite easily. It did go on quite easily. Buildable, medium coverage. I'm gonna go ahead. I can't even believe I'm gonna do this. I'll put one more coat on because I can still see my freckles. And I'll see if it's medium. But I would never wear that. This is such a bad shade for me, and I know exactly what I'm gonna do as far as bronzer is concerned. I'm gonna get my Soul Body Face bronzer out of retirement. And just put a little bit on, because this is really, I've been doing this lately. I've been like going even lighter than I am with foundations. But I mean, I'm so pale, but I guess I don't want a foundation that's going to make me look even paler. So we'll just go ahead and see if we can get it to medium coverage just to test it. I don't think this is bad. But other than that, like I said, it's very easy to put on. I had no problems. It's not like, it's not sinking into anything. I wouldn't say it's very dewy though. Is it supposed, it says radiant. That's kind of means like dewy, right? I don't know if I would say that. And it definitely has a smell. But I've definitely used worse. Definitely. So yeah, that was the only reason she was considered a hospice dog, was her age. Other than that, she was in pretty good shape. I would say about maybe 6 months ago, her personality started to change a little bit. Now, she was never like an easy dog or like an overly friendly dog. She could be a little bit on the aggressive side with strangers, but she also didn't have proper training for a bull mastiff, because bull mastiffs, they're like bred to guard, and they really need strong training so that they can differentiate friend and foe, which she never got. So she kind of looked at everyone that wasn't like in her immediate circle as her foe. With a dog Chloe's size, you know, a lot of people were kind of like scared of her, I guess. I'm not crazy about this one. The second coat is covering, but on me, see, once I put on 2 coats of anything, I usually don't like it, because I don't know, I'm not like, I have found that I'm not really a foundation person, but I like this coat better. I like this foundation better. I think if I just had that 1 coat on, even if it's not full coverage, it still would work better for me. You can build it up, in all fairness. I guess, I mean, the more you put on anything, the more makeup-y it's gonna look. So that's not really a fair thing to say. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. Let's see how something blends over it, because I definitely need to blend something over it. So I'm gonna use Soul Body Face Bronzer. Face and Body Bronzer. This stuff, they actually still have it, and it's on sale for 12 bucks. I love it. I mean, if you buy it, you'll never run out of this. It's such a huge bottle. I don't know what the hell shade I'm in. Oh, fair. Go figure. Okay. So I'm just gonna, a little bit of this goes a really long way. So I'm just gonna try to like deepen up my face a little bit. But I would say about 5 months ago, Chloe's personality did start to change a little, which is why I wish I could have done like more vlogs with Chloe, but it just, you could tell that it wasn't something that she was really comfortable doing anymore. Like I said, her personality just started to change, and we didn't think too much of it, but looking back on it, I think now those were like the first signs of a brain tumor, that her personality just started to change, and she became a little bit more agitated, more easily agitated, I would say. It's a fair thing to say. So that went on, you know, time went by, and then a couple, like I would say like last month, she just seemed to be in a lot of pain and had like problems like standing up. And my sister actually did contact Laps of Love, which is the found that the company that we used, and she made the appointment to put Chloe down. But we had also, my sister had also started her on some medication, and it was almost like at 0 hour the medication seemed to kick in. So we ended up canceling that appointment. My sister ended up canceling that appointment and everything, and she seemed to not be in so much pain, and she was fine for like 3 weeks. And then what ended up happening was she has started having seizures on top of seizure on top of seizure. Very, very bad seizures. And the last one, she was having trouble walking again. And I have read that there comes a time when you know it's time. And I think at that point we definitely knew it was time. Like the first time it wasn't time. This time it was time, because it was obvious that Chloe was suffering and wasn't going to get any better. So we ended up, my sister ended up making the appointment, and I have to tell you, it was the absolute, like, even though Chloe was a hospice dog, it was still like unexpected. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, it was still unexpected. And it was the one of, no, I'm gonna say it was the hardest thing I've ever witnessed as of now, as of today. It's really crazy because the older you get, I remember my mother saying this to me years ago when I was like a kid, like a teenager, and I never really thought about it. Even like in my 20s, I never really thought about it. But my mother used to always say to me, the older you get, the more you will see. The more that happens to you, the more experience you get. And I'm realizing now, like this year, more than ever, how true that is. The older you get, the more you will experience, the more you will see. And it just, like, life just gets harder and harder. But yeah, I would say it was just so hard. It was so hard. And let me go I'm gonna grab some blush and some highlighter, and I'm also gonna get something to do my eyebrows. Hold on one second. So this is actually a Juvia's Place eyebrow pencil that I got in a mystery box last year. So I'm just gonna, it's in dark brown, but it works for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that real quick. So I don't do much with my eyebrows. I just like fill them in with the pencil. I did use the Anastasia brow freeze. So I have since seen like people put it on Instagram, like the euthanizing their dogs, like in like stills and like making it, you know, like we'll miss you and everything, but that is not something that I could ever do. It was so hard. And I'm not going to talk about it too much. The only thing that I'll say is that it was fast. It was fast. It's very fast. It's done very humanely, and it's quick. And we did it at home. I don't think I would recommend that. I think it almost made it worse. But in our case, we couldn't move Chloe, so it had to be done at home. But my sister, as you can imagine, was absolutely devastated. And all I can say to her, and I'll say it here, Chloe was not an easy, like, I know she wasn't an easy dog. She wasn't like the kind of dog that a lot of people, like, you know, want to get for their family and to take to the park and so on and so forth. And I know for a fact that she was returned to the shelter a few times before my sister found her. And my sister gave her an amazing year, an amazing last year on this earth. And not everybody could take that on. No, not everybody is willing to take that on, and not everybody could take that on. But my sister will always have that. She'll always take that with her. No matter what happens now in her life, she'll always know that she made a huge difference in that animal's life and gave her a great year and a great ending. I'm sorry. I'm so emotional anyway. But yeah. So we buried Chloe in this place out on Long Island because my sister's very much on Long Island. I'm closer to this. I'm about half an hour from the city, but my sister is very much on Long Island. So we buried her in this place called the Field of Dreams, and it's a place where they put dogs to rest, and we can still visit her grave or whatnot. And so that brings an end to that chapter. But yeah. So let's go ahead and move on. I will tell you why this is not a full face of Juvia's Place. Okay, so as I tell you the Juvia's Place story, get myself together and tell you the Juvia's Place story, I'm gonna throw a little bit this Glow Wish on my under eyes. This is by Huda Beauty, and I actually really like this. I don't know what a popular opinion this is, but I really like this stuff. I think I've used it on camera before, and I was like so on the fence, but I've come to appreciate it a lot in these past couple months, where I really kind of wanted to have something for my under eye, just to make me look a little bit more alive, because I haven't been sleeping. And I think if you have like circles or like dark circles, you may want to use something with this, but it's not that much coverage, but it does absolutely give you a kind of a nice glow without being like the Tarte Glow is a very glowy under eye. This one is not as intense. It's just kind of nice. It's just kind of nice. So I do really like it. I liked it more than the first time I used it. So I was so mad because I was planning on purchasing the new Juvia's Place blush and highlighter. I had all the plans of purchasing it. However, I went on Ulta's website and they said they had it, so I wasn't gonna have to order it online. When I got to Ulta, they did have it, and they had one shade, one tube, one shade of each. So not one tube of each. Like there's what, 12 shade blushes, let's say. I don't know if that's accurate. They had one shade and one tube. Same with the highlighters. I'm just so over going to Ulta based on what their inventory is on their app. I can tell you right now, it is completely wrong. But it actually worked out because I did try the tester, and I just know, okay, as far as the blush goes, I can tell you I don't have it, but I can tell you I wouldn't like it, and I'm just over trying things I know I'm not gonna like. So if I had got it online, I would have used it and tried it on camera because I would have not known any better. But since I did test it in the store, I decided against it. It is very thick. It is not something I would want to wear in the summer. I tend to lean towards these kind of cream makeup, no makeup products during the summer, and it is just not something I would want to use. It's very thick and a little bit too pigmented for me. Like I used like a dot and it was just so pigmented. I'm not saying it wouldn't blend out beautifully. I think they're very popular. I think a lot of people like them, but for me, it's just not something. I just know I wouldn't use it. I know I wouldn't use it. And I love Juvia's Place. I'm a big fan of Juvia's Place, especially their palettes. But I know I wouldn't use it, so I didn't buy it. I'll tell you. And then their not the bronzer, the eyeshadow, the highlighter was a little too glittery for me. So I decided to skip it since I just purchased this one from Rare Beauty. It looked very similar. This is going to be a first impression for me, but this is an old product. So I'm just going to go ahead and use as a blush, good old standby, Tower 28 Beach Please Magic Hour. Love Tower 28. And I think it does give you kind of that subtle makeup, no makeup kind of look. It does blend, this blush blends so nice. It just gives you that like flush of color. I probably put too much on, but that's okay. I just love it. I love Tower 28. Very good. Okay, so that kind of takes me to where I am now. And guys, I am someone who loves to plan things out. I am a planner by nature, but now I am living moment to moment. And every time I think like things are getting a little better and I'm coming out like on the other side, something else just seems to happen. So I feel like lately I'm just always waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it's just like no way to live. And especially for someone like me, it's like I've already had like two, I hesitate to use the word breakdown, because I wouldn't call them breakdown. If you've ever had a breakdown, which I have had years ago, I wouldn't call it a breakdown, but I'd call it like a mini meltdown. And I've already had two of them. So I'm just like kind of living moment to moment. I'm waiting for the next thing to happen. Every time I think things are getting a little better, there's that old saying, when it rains it pours, and that's kind of where I've been, just like something else goes on. So like I said, this is where I am right now. Now the other thing I did talk about, that I wanted to be out of, move from here next year, and I wanted to buy something and everything was going to be great. Well, what's happened since then, I may be leaving here sooner than that and not buying something, because I wouldn't be ready to buy something until next year probably. And since I may have to leave here much sooner than that, I'd be renting again. Well, you know what? That's not the end of the world. That's not the end of the world. That's definitely not the end of the world. If I have to rent another year, then I will rent another year. Definitely would love to be a homeowner. So it's not in the cards this year. Maybe it'll be in the cards next year. Maybe it'll be in the cards after that. I didn't really want to rent. I'm not crazy about this. I hate that, because I like Rare Beauty. I love Selena. But it's not like blending into my skin that well. This is I couldn't get the other one, the powder one. Maybe now I could get it. This is Liquid Luminizer and Enlighten. Last time I tried to get it, I couldn't get it. Maybe now I could, because maybe it's died down by now. I don't know. It's been a while. I've been kind of out of the makeup loop. This is okay. It's not bad. It's okay. I'm kind of glad I didn't get the Juvia's Place one, because I feel like it's probably very similar. Same thing. But I don't want to go into too much why I might have to move. If I move, I'll tell you. But since I'm still here, I'm not going to get too much into it. But yeah. You know what? If you have to rent, you have to rent. What are you going to do? If I have to rent another 2 years before I can buy something, then I have to rent another 2 years before I can buy something. But I'm going to tell you right now, I will never go into another house share. Ever. What I'm thinking of doing is renting an apartment, on like an actual apartment, like in a complex. There's two. I might be going to look at one as soon as today. But if this happens, it's going to happen sooner than later. I'm going to probably try to stay here as long as I can. But if I have to go, I have to go. So, like I said, I would never go into another house share. And guys, I've known this was a possibility for a while. So I've already been a little bit of a looky-loo, and I have to tell you guys, apartment hunting is a lot like online dating. So don't go by any pictures, okay? Because more than likely, it's the best picture they could take, and it was taken 20 years ago, okay? Make sure you go and you look at those apartments, okay? Because I've had a few that looked like majestic online, and when I got there, I didn't even have to go in and see it. It was a dump, okay? So seriously, like, you need to be safe where you are, and you need to be comfortable where you are. So make sure that you are looking at everything, okay? Don't go by the online, okay? Let me go ahead and we're gonna try some lip products, and then I think we're done. So 2 more first impressions for me. This is the Juvia's Place Luxe Liner in Sweet Nothing. Again, these aren't new products, they're just new to my collection. I'm also gonna grab some mascara. This is the Bronzed Lip Gloss in Bronzed Sugar. We're gonna do those 2 things on the lips. I think they're doing something outside on the lawn. I don't know if you can hear it. And I'm gonna grab some mascara. We'll just go ahead and use some Rare Beauty mascara, why not? This is actually very, very good mascara. So in that video, my last video, or not in my last video, but in the video where I announced I was going cruelty free, I also announced that I was going to be posting every Wednesday. And like I said, my life back then seemed completely different than my life now. I've been told that your life can change in a second, but I'm not sure if I ever really experienced it until now. You know what's funny? I'm a planner, but I would have to say that anything I've really ever had to do, or was, you know, I was kind of pushed to do. Like, I couldn't plan for it, I just had to jump in and do it. So no matter what you plan for, guys, when push comes to shove, you definitely can't plan for everything. But in that video, I said I was going to film every Wednesday and everything was going to be great. I was going to post every Wednesday. That, I think, has become, it is probably not going to happen, at least right away. This channel is going nowhere. I love YouTube. I love you guys. I love makeup. I love talking to you. It helps me. I hope maybe it helps you sometimes. Channel's going nowhere. I just don't know if I'll be able to post every week, but if I can't post every week, maybe I'll post every other week, right? I had read that consistency, you just want to try to stay consistent and like post, you know, if you say you're going to post twice a week, post twice a week. If you say you're going to post once a week, post once a week. I might be able to post more. I may be able to post less. Here's the thing. When it comes to YouTube and being able to do it consistently, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but there's only two groups of people. I'm convinced there's only two groups of people that can do that. First group of people is people who do it professionally because it's your job. And the bottom line is you have to support yourself, right? This isn't my job. So obviously my job has to come, my career has to come before YouTube. Second group is younger people who haven't been like hit by life yet. Now, some younger people are hit by life right out of the gate. I know that. And that's sad. That's unfortunate because you should have those years that are to yourself and that you can put a lot of time into YouTube. But once you get to a certain point in your life and you just have so much going on that you have to do, that you are responsible for, just responsibilities that just come by getting older, I think it becomes super hard to make YouTube a priority that you need to kind of build your channel, which is unfortunate because I would love to build this channel. So I'm going to post as much as I can. I just can't say, and I think I am going to continue to post on Wednesdays and maybe put up on Instagram if I will have a new video that Wednesday. You can follow me at Kimmie Teresa, but it's probably not going to be every Wednesday. I just don't see how I could possibly do that anymore. At least for a while. I like this lip liner. I tend to like lip liners that are like soft instead of like a pencil. I don't know. Sometimes I like pencils though. I like the ABH. I like the old MAC ones. I guess I don't know what I'm saying. Let's go ahead and try this lip gloss. I like the Big Dofas. Oh, it's nice. It has like a chocolate smell. It's nice. Okay, so lip gloss is pretty. It's a little sticky, but it's lip gloss. So as far as first impressions, yeah, the lip gloss and the lip liner are nice. The foundation, I think I would skip it. It's not bad. I've definitely used worse, but it wouldn't be my favorite. It's okay. It's not really all that luminous. And that's it. I think that was the only, oh, the Rare Beauty highlighter. I think I could skip that too. Everything else that I had was an oldie and a goodie that I already love. I love this palette. I love a Tower 28 blush. So, and I love the Huda concealer, glow concealer. So yeah, let me go ahead and close this video. So guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope I wasn't too much of a Debbie Downer. Let me close on a positive note. The old saying is true. The old saying is true. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I'm still here and I'm still going. And I'll tell you something else. There are things that happen in your life that You realize very quickly what's important and what's not. The things that I was worrying about last year, I can't even believe that was something I was concerned about. Life just happens to you. It happens fast. It comes at you fast, and you realize what's important and what's not. Putting too much money on a credit card, it's not that important. It'll fix itself. Stupid guys. I don't mean if you have a legitimate problem in your relationship. I mean stupid guys. You know who I'm talking about. Doesn't matter. Like, I can't even believe the things that I was worried about last year. In a way that's good. I think that's what they call growing. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be okay. If you're going through something, you're going to be okay too. It's just, it's hard, you know? Life gets harder before it gets easier sometimes, and we're all going to go through it. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you like the video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Like I said, the channel is going nowhere. I do want to do a lot more does it works and decluttering and stuff like that. I think I'm going to be doing more of those videos for the very reason that haven't been buying too much makeup. I just haven't had the time to even follow the makeup community lately. And I'll also, especially if I'll be moving soon, then now is the time to do it. So I'll probably have a lot more of those videos before I do more makeup videos. I just wanted to do like this get ready with me to catch up and whatever. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, if you like the video, I hope you give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And yeah, until next time, I know I say this at the ends of every single video, but I feel like I mean it just a little bit more today. So until next time, guys, please, please take good care of yourselves so you can take care of someone else. And I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.